Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. You all know that Kanye West's union with Bianca Sorri may be over as of now, since word on the roads is that Bianca is seeking legal separation and unloading him on the off chance that you haven't heard. Kanye just got sued by his previous aide for purportedly stalking her while she worked for him at Yeezy. Youngsters, seeming to be around 50% of the men in Hollywood putting their hands on people, is beginning little girls without consent. Yet Bianca isn't going to represent this, particularly since Kanye's informer released the dreadful instant messages that Kanye supposedly sent her in cases to have recordings. Young lady, Kanye may be seeking the Diddy treatment, and Bianca isn't going to lounge around and go down with him. Kanye West was the last individual we thought would engage in something like this, since he's known for uncovering other CBS and spilling the tea about the most unfathomable sides of the business. He was the first to caution us about Diddy when he uncovered that Diddy was under the control of a few exceptionally influential individuals in Hollywood. They have no control over me. You get what I'm talking about. They have some control over Esh. They have some control over Charles Barkley. They have some control over LeBron James. They have some control over Jay-Z, and Beyonce realizes you, man, yet they can't hear the fact that the matter will be heard. They can't send any of you all. Compliant plants, you puffies, and little boos, none of these names, none of these individuals need to pay attention to you all, since they're managing legitimate. I never K. No one, right? I'm the that never K, no one, right, except for that implies I can express what I might be thinking and not go to prison. He has additionally spilled about the Hollywood elites and the jobs they play in running the business and keeping dark celebs in line, so we sort of imagined that he was one of a handful of the CBS had their heads on straight. I mean, he took Pete Davidson to the place where Pete needed to go for treatment, and he has a propensity for hammering Kim and calling her a terrible mother, yet we never believed that he would be blamed for something like the one who denounced him professes to be his previous individual associate, Lauren Kada, whom he originally employed to chip away at his Yeezy design line during the first time of the brand. She guaranteed that she likewise worked with him on 2 or 3 tunes from his collection. But anyway, she isn't credited on any of the tracks on the collection, so it's basically impossible to be aware of which melodies she teamed up on. She additionally guaranteed that he would then employ her to function as his own collaborator, paying her $1 million in yearly compensation. I won't lie. This sounds super sus on the grounds that most individual partners don't procure any place near that. For instance, his ex Kim was purportedly paying her then collaborator Stephanie Shepard just $655,000, and supposedly, when Stephanie requested a raise, Kim terminated her. As indicated by reports, Kim appeared to be more than content with Stephanie until she requested a raise. Kim had been paying Stephanie $65,000 a year. She'd been working for Kim for 3 years, with no raise, and realized the time had come to ask. Steve requested a $220,000 raise, and Kim flew off the handle despite the fact that she was worth more than $200 million at the time, as per reports. Superstar aides make somewhere in the range of $880,000 and $50,000 a year as their base compensation, so Kanye West paying Lauren $1 million was certainly more than liberal, and it makes me keep thinking about whether there was an ulterior rationale included right from the beginning. As per reports, Lauren was basically supporting herself by means of a possibly fan profile in 2021 when she met Wes. She says he employed her to chip away at the first time of his Yeezy Lady style line, and they wound up teaming up on 3 tracks from his D collection. Pada has no conventional credits on the record anyway. Wes in this manner employed Posada as his own right hand with a yearly compensation of $1 million, relying on the prerequisite that she was accessible day in and day out. She says she consented to the term. She guaranteed that she kept on doing her main fans as an afterthought, and Kanye approved of that until 2022, when he abruptly requested that she be supernatural. He requested that she shut down her main fans in return for another $1 million, and she concurred anyway. That is when things began to turn out badly, as indicated by the report. After she shut the record, she guaranteed she was barraged with unequivocal instant messages from West counting grown-up recordings. Pada likewise guarantees he, while conversing with her on the telephone, and that on one event, he pleasured himself before her in the wake of catching her in a confidential room on his plane. This is disturbing, yet it's not whenever that we first have known about Kanye and his unpredictable and improper conduct. Last year, various representatives of his Yeezy-style line told Drifter he had played pornos during staff gatherings and showed a close photo of his then-spouse Kim Kardashian in prospective employee meetings discuss unseemly, He has likewise been very open about his battles with grown-up motion pictures and how it nearly obliterated his life. He had a genuinely horrendous compulsion, so it's not too difficult to accept that he did the things that he was blamed for doing anyway. Who Lauren additionally asserted that he would send her profane instant messages portraying the things he needed to do to her. She guaranteed that he would agree that stuff like "see my concern is I be needing to F." However, at that point after I believe a young lady should let me know how hard they've been effed while I'm effing them. Then I believe that she should undermine me. He would clearly proceed to depict his close dreams with disgusting language. Some other time she asserted that he texted her. Truism is my D. It is this F is D of mine. I will beat this D for being Fing. I will gaze at pictures of white ladies with dark behinds and beat down my D, severely thrashing this enormous dark ocean kid that is a ton. Likewise guaranteed that Kanye was fixated on the size of her Bose bundles, assuming that you understand what I mean again. This isn't shocking in light of the fact that we as a whole recall how fixated Kanye was with the size of Pete Davidson's bundle when he was dating Kim, as per Charlemagne. The god Kanye supposedly let him know, my better half is effing a white kid with a 10 in D, and you won't help me. I'm similar to you. You realize Pete is my companion, so he's continuing endlessly, and the N at long last he goes. My significant other is over here, a white kid with a 10 in, and you won't help me. My significant other is over here, a white kid with a 10-ish, and you're letting me know that is your companion. However, you should be cultured. He's shouting on the telephone. Someone help entertain what I expected to do. However, giggle at that. I'm leaving God, so I need to believe it. That is simply bizarre, particularly in light of the fact that Kanye has been dating various ladies at the time. It was somewhat two-faced of him to come for Kim like that, particularly about her own life, which was not his concern since they were currently settling their separation. Lauren additionally claims to have numerous texts and recordings between them, including recordings of Kanye supposedly getting his oddity on with the model. Purportedly this happened when he was hitched to Bianca, implying that he undermined her supposedly after the Harding text. He purportedly elevated Lauren to head of staff and gave her a $4 million compensation anyway. He terminated her in October 2022 and offered her a $3 million severance, which he never satisfied. She's suing him for unjust end. Break of agreement and a unfriendly workplace, and assuming that Kanye imagines that he will have Bianca as a source of genuine sympathy, well, he's going to be extremely frustrated on the grounds that word on the roads is that Bianca is intending to ditch him now. I would have felt that him making her dress peculiar and nearly NY in the roads would have been enough for her to petition for legal separation. Yet no, anyway, the claims and the cheating were the last straw for herself, and she has supposedly been conversing with a separation legal counselor to sort things out. It seems as though things are going to get much more chaotic for Kanye from here, in light of the fact that something lets me know that his subsequent separation will be surprisingly more terrible. Fans remarked he totally said this, and however many individuals. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.